Good afternoon and welcome to Sankhya TV, the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago. This evening on Sankhya TV, we are launching a new TV series entitled Yuva Sitare. Yuvasitari is a TV program that focuses on the young talent of Trinidad and Tobago. We are going across the country and meeting young people and finding out about their lives in the entertainment industry. With me in studio today, I have Celine Jaisri, who covered last year's Diwali Nagar 2017. So I thought she would be the ideal person to bring into our first episode on Yuva Sitare, as we take a look at the young people competing this year in the NCIC finals for the Queen pageant, the dance competition, and the singing competition. So Celine Jaisri, welcome to Sankhya TV studio. And so you covered Diwali Nagar 2017, and
Yes.
so give us some feedback on what you thought of it last year.
Okay, well, this was my first year hosting at the Diwali Nagar. It was a great experience. It was very eye-opening to see so much talent.
So what did you think about the singing competition last year?
I think it was a very tight race between all the singers, all the performers, because all of them were great. Because I think it takes a lot of courage and not just talent, but courage. I think it takes a lot of talent and courage to be able to go up on that stage and knowing that this program is aired for 9 nights, locally and internationally. It takes a lot of courage for someone knowing that to go up there and perform and put their best foot forward. And I think it was great in that all of those singers, they did that.
Yeah. Well, I was able to sit down with a couple of the contestants this year from the Queen pageant and from the singing competition. And in future episodes of this program, I'll be sitting with more of the contestants. So this week I had a chance to sit with last year's second place, the singer who came in second place last year, Abijit Anku. And so I have over here the interview, and we could take a look at it and see what he felt about last year's competition.
Okay.
मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे.
Well, at the tender age of 8, my dad, he noticed that, I had a adept musical talent hidden within me, and he decided to carry me to music classes. But before that, one of my relatives had passed away, and in primary school we were learning little bhajans and whatnot, and I learned one, and they asked me to sing that night for one of the wake nights, and I did. And from there, he took me to classes where I learned classical Indian music, the basis of all Indian music. And my mom, she also trained classically for about a year or so, and she took me under her wing for a few months and trained me on the basics of harmonium and vocals. And then from there, classes took me over and I went up the ranks. The NCIC has done a lot for me in terms of broadening my scope with respect to music. It has shown me the possibilities on where I could go, how to do it, and has really brought out the best in me, I should say, as a vocalist. Because every year I compete against these amazing youngsters who bring forth the best that Trinidad could offer in terms of vocals and performances. These guys, they really, really inspire me to, bring my best foot forward and, give it my all. I should say because of the NCIC, the competition itself, the Youth Champ, it has brought out the best in me. And year after year, I keep hearing people saying that, you improve every time I hear you. And I say, yes, it's because of this competition. It pushes me to train harder, work harder, and, bring forth the best that I could give. like previous years, I originally started this competition sitting with a harmonium and singing bhajans. Then I went on to a more semi-classical approach with tabla and harmonium and whatnot. And then eventually my dad and mentors and whatnot were telling me, it's time you let go of that harmonium now and you start to sing, stand and sing, stand on your 2 feet and sing. And I tried it for a year and it felt good, it felt free, it felt like I had more concentration on my singing rather than 50 on the harmonium, 50 on vocals, 100% concentration on vocals. And eventually from film I went into semi-classical again, but this time more in depth and standing and singing instead with the band, which was a bit different, but all the more it was more beneficial for me in terms of I was able to give it my best shot and, to show them what I could really do. With judges, I should say, it's actually really, really scary, I should say, because when you perform out there, you sing for God if it's a bhajan setting, or you sing, to just, enjoy yourself. But with a competition, it's different because you really want to impress the judges and you really want to, show them that you have trained and you have learned the song inside out and you know the song. And what you are going to do here is something they should be amazed at. And basically, singing generally, compared to a competition, it's two different segments, I should say. As in, you won't take one as serious as the other. The competition being the more serious one, where you'd want to give it your all. Because it will be on national television and everybody will be seeing it. Friends, family, well-wishers, these people, they want to see what you could do. And you really want to push your best foot forward. Humility, I should say, being the main one. Like one of my gurus, Mr. Sinath, he's a very humble man, and ever since I was a kid, I have always, respected that and tried to emulate that, And yeah, that's the biggest thing I look for in a singer, the humility. Never stop learning with respect to vocals. Never think you know too much with respect to vocals, because when you think you know too much, that's when everything kind of goes bad, I should say. Because you think, oh, I've reached, nobody else could, surpass me. But when you go with the kind of mentality that says, hey, you know what, I know I need to keep improving, I know my flaws, and I need to find a guru that could take me further, And eventually through the training and through, going further with respect to the vocal knowledge, you eventually will learn the easier and more applicable methods to learning a song properly, and better related to the public in terms of quality and pronunciation and whatnot. The culture, I should say, is really, really encouraging, We always talk about music, about life. It's really, really a bonding experience, A real brethren, sister bonding experience, I should say, Meet people here and they become lifelong friends. And eventually, you partner up with them, you sing, and you perform, you go to gigs together, Call them and be like, hey, you know what, I'm doing a gig down south, you think you can make it? Be like, yeah, sure, no problem. We perform together, interact, and, hang out outside of the realm of music and performing. We also hang out, and go watch a movie, lime and whatnot.
That was an interview with Abijit Anku that we had this week. And he seems excited and ready to go this year for the semi-finals at Gulf City. Alright, so Abijit is I found him to be a very down-to-earth guy. And he has a lot of experience, and he has a wide range of talents, not just singing. So, and how did you find his performance last year?
His performance was great. He got second place, right? I think him being up on that platform last year and placing second gives him maybe a better chance of improving throughout last year and then throughout this year for maybe that first place this year. Yeah.
Now, I also had a a chance to sit with a couple of the Queen pageant contestants. So we have here Marina Muhan, and well, we sat and spoke a little bit about her participation. I think this is her first year.
Okay.
Let's take a look at her interview as one of the contestants for the Queen pageant competition this year. So I have today with me at the NCIC compound Miss Marina Muhan, who is a contestant in the Queen competition this year, 2018. And she was kind enough to grant me an interview where we could go a little in depth into who she is as a person and find out her thoughts and her views on the Diwali Nagar Queen competition 2018. So, Ms. Mohan, good evening.
Good evening.
So, tell us, what made you decide to participate in the Queen competition this year?
So, growing up, it has always been my dream to be a part of a pageant that represents my culture. Now, I have been part of competitions, not cultural, but Sandfest Music Festival. I am a past Miss Sandfest 2013. So I am exposed to pageants and competitions. However, I'm a Hindu and I do love my East Indian culture, but I've never partaken in it, really. And this was an opportunity for me to explore a platform because I believe in being holistically developed. And this is another, way, a medium through which I can be holistically developed and also help to be a part of my culture, my East Indian culture. So yeah, that's why.
So, how did the audition feel?
Well, the audition this year, there were just 6 of us, and we basically introduced ourselves. It was a brief introduction and say, normal things, hobbies about yourself, a few lines about yourself and saying why you came into the pageant or to thank the NCIC, what your views on the pageant. And I went in with confidence. I think confidence is what will win it, as well as talent, yes. So that's what the audition was like. It wasn't bad, it was nice.
Tell us about your talent.
My talent, it will be singing. So I'm a trained vocalist, but I am a trained classical opera singer. So that's English, right? But I've always had a passion for singing, dancing, and I have been dancing with 411 Theatre for approximately a year. I've started to train to be a dancer, but singing way from long back. So I'm a singer, dancer, and I'm an actress. So I will be singing. I'll be singing for now.
You're very busy.
Yes, I like to keep it that way. I like to be holistically developed. That was pushed as a quality on a value instilled in you in African Girls High School. That's my alma mater. So that's why I just like to be holistically developed in everything, explore my talents. Performance on stage is my passion.
So you've done opera, you've done dance, you've done theatre. So what's your goal behind all these pursuits?
Well, as I said, the goal is for my personal development holistically. I always seek to be a holistically developed individual. It helps me reach my fullest and truest potential. And I think a lot of people in this lifetime, we go through life, cruising by with the flow without fully realizing our truest potential. So I think that, and also, I like giving back to society.
So what do you do? Work? School?
Well, I go to school. I attend the University of the West Indies. And I'm entering into my 2nd year and pursuing a BSc major in mathematics.
Maths?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you going to do with that?
Well, teach.
Teach?
Teaching. Well, I already started. When I was going to secondary school, I used to give, tutor people for maths and SCA, my cousins, free of charge. But eventually I'll charge, right? But I'm giving back to my community. First, I'm tutoring my neighbors, my little neighbors for SCA. And for CSEC math, some girls from my dance group, I will help them with the math. I'm not charging. And that's just me giving back. But I was supposed to start giving lessons to students this vacation, but it has been very hectic and it was a tight schedule because I did a summer course to further my degree, to finish it faster, you know. So, and I think that's how it'll be for the next 2 years of my degree, because I just want to get the 3 years over and start working. I intend to go to the highest level of education I could pursue, so master's and then PhD. My pursuit was going to be medicine, but I cannot stand blood at all. I faint. So I had to face reality at some point or the other. I can't do this as a career. I can't even take my mommy's blood sugar. I want to faint. I can't stick out the needle at all. So that's a no for me. So then, you know, I was denied my passion for maths, but it was there, so I had to do it. I had to sit down. At some point in time in your life, you have to sit down and come to terms with what is best for you as a person and which career path you should take. And I went through that and I chose math. But also I am qualified in music in theory. I did the exams for Trinity College of England under my music teacher, Bria Association, Bria, yes, music class, music school. I did it under her, so I'm certified for music up to grade 5.
What advice would you give to young girls watching this program today? So, I don't know, I think she looks promising for the Queen pageant. I don't really know what's the criteria that the judges use in these competitions when they judge for the talents and the queens and singing and stuff like that. So, you know, but she's a confident girl. She has a good vibe. So I guess we'll see more of her as the competition progresses. Next on the list, we have one of the singers, another singer from the competition, Cherish Ragu. And this is also the second year that Cherish is taking part in the competition. So again, at the Diwali Nagar site this week, I had a chance to sit with her and talk with her a little bit and get a feel for the kind of person she is. And here's the interview.
So I started performing about 3 years now, but I only took part in the NCIC competition last year, where I went straight on to the finals and placed 3rd. But I love the experience, and it was so much fun being around everybody and being in an environment like this that I decided to enter this year. And luckily I was given the chance to be a semi-finalist as well. I think I wanted to get over that fear of being on a main stage in front of that amount of people, because NCIC Youth Champ is a worldwide competition, and for me to be able to hold my ground on a stage like that is an accomplishment for myself. And I think that it really helped me last year, being in front of all these people and singing and giving it my best. And at the end of the day, I know that I can handle this, and I think that was most helpful for me. The international competitors, I think it's a great challenge for us here to test ourselves, to just make sure that we are up to those standards. And the fact that they come together with us and they mesh so well, and they're just on levels of talent that I can't even start to comprehend. Yeah, but it's really a challenge for us to compete with them. But at the end of the day, to me, I don't think it's so much about the competition. It's about the fact that you're meeting all these new people, all these new faces, and you're listening to to how unique each voice is compared to yours. And it's a great experience to be amongst them, and they're really nice.
So how does it feel to be up on a stage? Like you said, you wanted to get over the fear. So how did it feel the first
nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. Through the audition all the way up to the final, I've been shaky. I try my best to always remember when I'm on stage the reason why I'm on stage in the first place. It's to just sing and remember that I'm doing this for me. I'm trying to test myself, and I'm trying to win for myself. Just win over my voice and try my best to be the best version that I could be on stage, because every voice is unique, and everybody, even though the judges will know what they want and what they're looking for, at the end of the day, I will know, okay, I accomplished at least this audition, or I accomplished this semis, or I accomplished this final, like last year. So every time I was on stage and I sang and I came off stage, that was an accomplishment for me. So to me, I felt like, okay, I did the best that I could, and I'm very content with that. And then whatever happens after, the fact is I know that I tried my best, I did my best. But there's always the times when I come off the stage and I'm just like, oh, that was bad, that was really bad, I just wish I had another chance. And then my mom would be like, but it was good, you're not hearing yourself. Because to me, I don't always think that I'm good enough and what I put out is good enough. So that has always been a challenge for me. And I think even this year, it's still a challenge for me. After the audition, I said, you know what, I tried. I could have done 100 times better, but I tried. Let's just see where this goes from here. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's okay with me. I'm fine. I'm good with it. Then we got all the listings and everything, and I saw my name, and I was like, wow. I was shocked. So I was very happy about it, for being in the competition again, and very honored to have this chance again to compete, and very appreciative of the judges for seeing something in me that I'm always unable to see in myself. I just take everything as it comes. I don't question a single thing. My whole point is this has to be God's plan, and I'm just going with it. So if it's for me to be in the semifinals, I'll be in the semifinals. And if it's for me to be in the finals, I'll be in the finals. And if it's not for me to be in the finals, that's no problem. At least I'll know when I go to the semifinals, I'm giving a full-on performance, because to me, that's my final. Because I can't tell what's gonna happen, because the judges may like me, they may not like me. I can't force them to like me, but I'll know this is my best.
Nice. I like that attitude. Well, I mean,
because to me, it's not about the competing, and you want to beat this one, and you want to beat. It's not about that for me. I'm here to make friends, and I'm here to just be as humble as possible and learn as much as I can, because we have singers like Abijit Anku and Akshay Kandu and Sapna Sipol and all these great singers who are well known in these competitions because they've been competing all these years, so they have the experience. And I consider myself so new still, because only last year I started. So it's like an honor for me to look up to these singers, because just the fact that I'm singing on the same stage as them, it really means something to me, to be able to sing on the same stage as them. They're really good. And we're all good friends. So that's one thing I'm glad about, that at the end of the day, no matter what the results are, who came first, who came last, it doesn't matter. Everybody hug up each other and congratulate each other and make some kind of joke, and we go home.
So that's our program for today. We try every Sunday to cover more than one young rising star. And we leave you today with last year's performance from Abijit, as well as last year's performance from Cherish. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining in and viewing our new program, Yuvasitari, right here on Sankhya TV.
भर की
मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे बाग में घूंघर बांध के आ आ आ बाग में घूंघर बांध के घूंघटा मुख पर डाल के नैनन में कजरा लगा के रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे दौलत चम चम कामनी आ दौलत चम चम कामनी चमकत जैसे दामनी चंचल प्यार जब लागे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे मृदंग बाजे टिरकिट डुम ताता मृदंग बाजे टिरकिट डुम ताता नचक झुम झुम तातै तातै ताता झुम झुम चानना झुम झुम चानना क्रांत क्रांत क्रांता दादा धा मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे Sare sagare maga pama da pani da sani da sare sani da pama parani sare sani da pama pagama da pagama re मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे सा सा sani da pama da pagama re sani re sa 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 gama parani da sa मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे मधुबन में राधिका ओडे नादर दरदानी तारा रे दीम दीम ताना ना नादर दरदानी तारा रे दीम दीम ताना ना नादर दरदानी तारा रे दीम दीम ताना नादर दरदानी तारा रे ओडे ताना धर ताना धर 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 तोम धर 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 आतिर कित तक तोम तिर कित तक तेरे कित तारा नादर दरदानी ता रे नादर दरदानी ता रे नादर दरदानी तारा रे दीम तारा रे दीम तारा रे दीम